do a talk show, something like we do, breaking down games. Maybe have some call-ins or something of that sort. I think calling games would be really amazing as well. One or the other. I know it's going to take some time to get to a position like that, but I'm willing to wait it out or take a different position in order to work my way up, but we'll see what happens.
Anywhere in particular you want to move to?
Well, right now I'll be living in Houston, and I've got a few outlets there, so I'll just go with those right now, and if those people want to move me, then we'll see what happens.
I am Brandon Brown, and I am the host of The Range. You've seen, multiple panelists, talk about different things when it came, to the show. We have a wide array, of, personalities, and, the topics that we discuss on the show, I consider to be groundbreaking. When it comes to sports, The Range gives, I say the common person, even though it's university students, still the common person a voice. When it comes to breaking ground in relationships, we have men and women, and we are able to civilly discuss these matters. And soon enough, we're going to talk about, the politics. We're going to talk about different things as well. And of course, we're going to talk about wrestling. But with The Range, I'm proud that I was able to start this. And with the help of my brother JB, Cleveland Spears, Doug Cluffs, and I hope I got that right, Chris Gallen, Aaron Garrett, and the panelists to come. Like I said, it's all about breaking ground, and it's about doing something just powerful that people will pay attention to. This is a very, very, very personable podcast, and it's supposed to be like that. So with The Range, it's going to continue for as long as there's, as long as we can. Even when there's, in time gone and past when we're not all together, I will find a way, to keep this going. The Range, is important to me, and I'm certain it is, everyone else that's, have that bit piece with them now. This is, gaining that experience of working together, and learning, just learning different skills. So I believe this is destiny, destined for great things. And I pray that, it will continue for as long as it can. I am your host of The Range, and everything for the documentary. I am Brandon Brown. And please be sure, check out The Range. You have a great, great evening. Our next game, the wild card special for this week, the Indianapolis Colts at the Houston Texans. Cleveland, be objective.
Oh man, it's tough to be objective when your team is undefeated. But we did as an Indianapolis Colts franchise, we escaped a victory 2 weeks ago. So I mean, it's very, very tough for me to say that we can beat them at home, on the road. This game will be in Houston. Houston, looking pretty good. I mean, just coming out the bye week, and then Tennessee. I mean, they look pretty good. I mean, I think they'll be all right. I think I've never been scared enough in my life. The last time we lost in Houston was Christmas Eve, in 2006, en route to the Super Bowl that year. So I mean, it was just it's very tough for me to say this. Yeah, and last time I made the mistake of going against my boys. I'm not doing that this time around. I think I think we have utilized our strengths on our team. Our cornerbacks have stepped up.
Only Cleveland Spears. One and only Flip Fluffs. Did I get it right? All right. J.B. Brown and the Honorable Chris Gallen. And first thing on the agenda for this episode of The Range is SFA football action jacks. Over the weekend, the SFA Lumberjacks faced off against a great Eastern Washington Eagle team, but the Lumberjacks were better than great. The Lumberjacks defeated the Eagles 44-33. So, JB, do a little bit of recap of the game.
Mainly, Eastern Washington and SFA matched up like stats as far as both of them like them throw the ball. Like, a lot of the teams they came from the Big Sky Conference, so they're in there with Montana and Weaver State, who also made playoffs. Both of them, like all those teams out there, like to throw the ball a lot, just like SFA. So SFA really didn't have that much. I wouldn't want to say like they didn't have that much preparation, because they knew exactly what to expect. Eastern Washington, they did bring a running game to the end. As their running back had over 1,000 yards, and he had a hell of a game against our defense, who really doesn't give up that much on the ground. All in all, both quarterbacks, pretty much, if you love your stats, then this was the game for you. Is both quarterbacks had over 400 yards passing, and it was over 1,100 yards in total offense. But SFA found a way to build up on that lead and hold on for a really big game.
And now for a civil discussion about SFA's upcoming opponent in Montana. Cleveland started off.
Man, Montana, #1 seed overall in this tournament. It's very, it's very kind of disheartening for a team to beat down a team like Eastern Washington, and then turn around and play a #1 seed. But you know what? Montana had to come back against South Dakota State, which gives SFA a fighting chance, because we do score a lot of points, and if we do get up a lot, I don't see our defense folding like South Dakota State was. So, I mean, it's just a matter of getting some points on the board, and hopefully we can score against that offense defense.
Chris.
Yes, Montana did come back on South Dakota State. It was a good game. They scored 40 unanswered points. SFA, we did have a good game. They need to wrap up a little better in secondary. They did come away with a few picks. The penalties were flying, but we did manage to hang on. There were a few times in the fourth quarter where Eastern Washington converted on 4th downs, but we held on strong. We came up big when it counted, and now we're ready for a good game.
Now, what to expect out of SFA versus Montana, Doug?
Well, I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. Going into cold weather, I think it's going to alter our passing game a bit. I think they should, maybe try to run the football a bit better than they have in the past, just because of the weather. And Montana is quite familiar with that weather. And they're 12-0, so they know that area quite well. And it's going to be a tough matchup. #1 and #2 scoring offenses in the country. So it's going to be really difficult. But I think they have a legitimate shot. They just got to play perfect football. They can't have 4 turnovers like they did in the last game.
All right, going right into college football. And welcome to The Range with your host, Brandon Brown. Here we have your panel back in from their respective games of hide and go get it. We have the one and only Doug Clusp, Chris, the Honorable Gallen, Cleveland Spears, and the one and only, of course he's different for this week, I'm keeping that one.